Hello students, welcome to Helm of Science, and this is my second video on SHM. In this video, I will be showing the mathematical derivation of SHM and the calculus of behind the SHM, the differential equation and the differential form of different SHM quantities. So stay tuned with us. So in the last video we have discussed that the simplest form of in the last video, this was our topic, that is the simplest form of vibration or oscillation is SHM. So today we will discuss the mathematical derivation, or we will derive the SHM using some mathematical notations. So before starting, I would like to say that in SHM, as the pendulum is moving, or the body is moving in a straight line like this is the initial or the equilibrium position, this is position A and this is position B. So the body is go to and fro this line, along this line, so there must be a force which is acting on the body, and it's moving like this, and this force is known as the restoring force. Let's draw a diagram. When a pendulum, this is our pendulum. When a pendulum is at rest, or at initial condition, the weight of the bob or the body mg and the tension on the string T, these two balances each other. And that is why the pendulum stays at equilibrium position. And now when we apply a little force over here, the pendulum will start moving like this, in this way. So the equilibrium between the tension and the weight has been disturbed, and there will be a force that will try to attain the equilibrium again and again, that will bring the pendulum that will try to bring the pendulum in the equilibrium position, and that force is known as restoring force. And in all SHM, this force must be present, otherwise SHM couldn't be completed. And as this is a restoring force and this is a force, so force is a vector quantity, and it has a magnitude. It has a magnitude and a direction. So in this case, the restoring force also have a magnitude and a direction. It has a direction along the towards the equilibrium point. And the magnitude is linearly proportional to the linearly proportional to the displacement. Now let us check the definition of SHM. So I already mentioned that if there is SHM, there must be restoring force. Okay, so if there is a body and it is moving like this in this direction, and this is equilibrium position A, position B, and at this point suppose this is X and the force acting is F. So according to the characteristics of the restoring force, number one, F must be proportional to the displacement X, and another is F must be directed toward the negative or towards the equilibrium position. So on the positive x-axis, try to understand, on the positive x-axis it is this direction OB is plus x, and the force is towards the equilibrium, that is force is along the point O. So force is proportional to the negative x-axis. So that's why this is the force is proportional to negative x-axis. So equating these two, we can write these two are basically same. F is proportional to minus x, or F is equal to minus kx. K is known as the force constant. And this is the well-known equation of simple harmonic motion, SHM equation. One kind of SHM equation is this. Now we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration. So replacing this in, or putting this in this equation 1, we can get MA is equals minus kx, or A is equal to minus k by mx, or we can write it A is equal to minus omega square x. This is the another equation of SHM. So here it is the one equation and this is equation 2, and this omega square is equal to k by m, and omega is equal to root under k by m. This is a constant. So F is equal to kx, this is one of kind of SHM equation, and A is equal to omega square x, this is another kind of SHM equation. A is the acceleration, omega is a constant, and x, and this is kind of same. So from these two equation, we can conclude that if a body following the two condition of force, that is condition 1, F is proportional to x, and condition 2, F is proportional to minus x. If a body following the two condition of force in a motion, that motion must be a simple harmonic motion. Fine. Now we will look into the matter, that is the differential equation of SHM. You must have learned about differentiation and integration in your mathematics class. So in this differential equation, we know that the velocity is the rate of change of displacement, and that is known as dx dt, and the acceleration a is the rate of change of velocity, that is dv dt. So replacing v here, it is written as ddt of dx dt. So a is d2x dt square. Okay, and our SHM equation was, what was the equation? Equation was a equals minus omega square x, right? So we will put this a in this term, so it will become d2x dt square is equals to minus omega square x, and d2x dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0. And this is our third equation, and this is also a equation of SHM. And this is the very important, and this is known as the differential equation of SHM, which is very important. Now we will try to solve this equation. Okay, so there are different kind of method in solving the differential equations. So our equation was d2x d2x dt square plus omega square x is equals 0. Now we will start solving this equation with a trial solution, which is one kind of method of solving of the differential equations. That is, we are considering, let the solution is x is equal to exponential pt or e to the power pt. So differentiating both sides with respect to t, dx dt is equal to p e to the power pt, and again d2x dt2 is equal to p square e to the power pt. Okay, so I will put this equation into this. So the equation will become like this: p square e to the power pt plus omega square e to the power pt is equal to 0, and then common e to the power pt from both sides, p square plus omega square equals to 0. And we know that this is the product of two functions, and exponential function could never be 0, so this must be equal to 0. P square plus omega square is equal to 0. So p square plus omega square is equal to 0, and our trial solution was x is equal to e to the power p t. So we need to calculate p. So p square is equal to minus omega square, and square rooting both side. P is equals plus minus I omega, and you know I is equal to root over minus 1, that is imaginary number. So putting this solution into this, what we get? X is equal to e to the power plus minus I omega t, right? And there is a formula notation in your differentiation chapter. It will come to know that this could be written as a prime sine omega t plus b prime cos omega t. Where a prime, b prime are integral constant. Okay, so this is our displacement equation of SHM, that is the X equation. Now as a and b are constant, integral constant, we can put some value that will help us evaluating the equation easily. So let a prime is equal to a cos alpha and b prime is equal to a cos alpha and b prime is equal to a sin alpha. So from squaring a prime square plus b prime square, it will give us a square. So a equal to root under a prime square plus b prime square, and sin alpha divided by cos alpha is equal to tan alpha. So alpha is equals tan inverse b prime by a prime. These are some basic relations between a prime, b prime and a and alpha. So now we will put these two values in our main equation of x. X was a prime cos a prime sin omega t, and a prime is a cos alpha sin omega t, plus there was b prime cos omega t. B prime is equal to a sin alpha cos omega t. So this is a formula of, and the a is common from both sides, so cos alpha sin omega t plus sin alpha cos omega t, and this becomes the formula of sin a plus b, that is sin omega t plus alpha, and this is a reduced displacement equation of SHM. Okay, and this is, I think this is equation 4 of today's class. This is the displacement equation of SHM. And now if a prime equals to b prime is equal to 0, then alpha is also 0, and if alpha is 0, this would become x is equal to a sin omega t, and this equation is our most simplest equation and worldwide remembered simplest equation of displacement of SHM. You have to remember this equation, and this has another form of x is equal to a cos omega t. I will come to this from later. Now we will discuss some important terms of SHM and using the differential notations. So at first, our first term is displacement. And the equation we derived earlier was the only formula for displacement. And here, as I mentioned, that there is two kind of differential equation or two kind of sine formula and the cos formula of differential equation, and let's discuss about those. So this is our body and it's moving in this direction. This is the equilibrium direction, position O. This is at endpoint A and this is another endpoint B. So if the equation, or we start from the equilibrium position, then x is equal to a sine omega t, and if we start from one end, any one of two, it may be this end or maybe this end, then x is equal to a cos omega t. And I am giving a graph of this. This is xt diagram of SHM, and sine, this is at here x is equal to 0, t is equal to 0, and this will be like this. This is the sine curve, and this is x and this is t, and if at t is equal to 0 but x is equal to at end, that is from maximum displacement, if we start from here, this will be like, okay, so this is the cos omega t. This is the fundamental difference between these two. So in mathematics, this curve is known as the sine curve and this curve is known as the cos curve. Sine curve, it starts from the initial point or the equilibrium point or the origin, the sine curve, but the cos curve will not start from the origin, it will start from some end or at the maximum value. And the next term is velocity. We know what we know, that velocity v is dx dt. So our x is a sine omega t, and in the maximum case we will consider only a sine omega t case, we will not consider the cos case. If there is provided or there is mentioned in the question that you have to consider cos case, then that is the different matter. And let's differentiate with respect to t. Dx dt is equal to a cos omega t dot omega. So our v is a omega cos omega t, and the corresponding third term is acceleration, and acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. Here we get the velocity, so we will differentiate this with respect to t again, and it will become a omega square negative sign due to cos, and this is sin omega t, and a is minus a, and omega square sin sin omega t is and a sin omega t is our x, so this is omega x, or this is a is equal to minus a omega square sin omega t. This is our acceleration term. Our next term, number 4, and our next term is time period. And frequency. So time period is that time in which a body takes a complete round of the path, or a time taken by the body for a complete oscillation. So at time t is equal to 0, x is equal to a sin omega t is equal to a sin 0, that because t is equal to 0 and it is 0. So at time t is equal to 0, the body was at rest at the initial point 0, and at time t is equal to 2 pi by omega, x is equal to a sin omega and 2 pi by omega, which will lead a sin 2 pi, and this also is equal to 0. So the time taken, so this 0 and this 0, that means the body is returned to its original or initial position after a full revolution. So the minimum time taken by the body is 2 pi by omega. So the time period is capital T is 2 pi by omega, and the frequency we know is 1 by time, that is denoted by n, is equal to omega by 2 pi. Simply, these are confusing, but you have to remember t is equal to 2 pi by omega and frequency is omega by 2 pi. And the another notation is amplitude. Amplitude is the maximum displacement of the body from equilibrium. Okay, so x is equal to a sin omega t. In this notation, x is max when sin omega t is max. So what could be the maximum value of sin omega t? That is 1, and cos omega t, that is also 1, and in negative value it is minus 1. So x should be, so the sin value should be plus minus 1. So the x will be then plus minus modulus a, that is a. So a is the amplitude. And today we will discuss our last term, not so important, and that is phase. Phase indicates the instantaneous position of her body, or the phase is that notation which denotes the position of a body at some instance. Suppose position of a body at some instance. This is our phase. Suppose this is a wave of simple harmonic motion, and if the particle is here, then this position is 2 pi, this is pi, this is pi by 2, and it is and this is 3 pi by 2. So at this position, sine omega t is 1. At this position, sine omega t is equal to 0. Here sine omega t is equal to -1, and here again sine omega t is equal to 0. So if we start naming this phase, this is O, A, B, C, D. So when sine omega t is equal to, at t is equal to pi by 2, omega t is equal to, sine omega t is equal, that is sine pi by 2, it is 1. So this phase is A phase. I am writing in different color. This is A phase. Again sine omega t is equal to sine pi, this is 0. This is B phase. Sine omega t is equal to sine 3 pi by 2, this is -1. This is C phase, and sine omega t is equal to sine 2 pi, this is again 0. This is our D phase. So at every phase we can know the angle. So theta is, if we say theta is equal to omega plus alpha, this is our phase. So by knowing the phase, we can say the angle or the position of the body position. So this is the importance of phase. So for today's class, that is the all, and in next class I will come with some examples of SHM and some mathematical problems and some different uses of SHM, So thank you all. Please subscribe our channel and like and share our video. Thank you.